Hey guys, Silhouette Guy Level here, and today I'm going to show you how fast you can actually put your whole overlay setup together in Streamlabs OBS. I've been getting a lot of messages lately about one-click install overlay packs. Unfortunately, this is not something that is available with every overlay pack you get. So sometimes you download something and it's just a bunch of images. So what do you do with them? Well, fear not, because it's really not that complex to actually build your scenes from scratch. Now for this particular video, it turns out that I have a brand new overlay pack available right now at gumroad.com/guy-level. The pack is completely free. It's called Pride. And this is the pack that we're going to be using for this demonstration today. So first of all, let me start by showing you everything that is usually included in a typical non-animated overlay pack. So in my most recent ones, at least, you will have an avatar template. This is something that you can use for your profile picture. You just drag and drop it in Photoshop, for example, and then it will match the color of the rest. You get a background in case you want to add your own text if you speak a different language. This is mostly for the offline image. This is a second background for the intermission screen-ish. If you want to create a whole new scene, you can use that. As you can see on the right here, there's a box for the chat and one for the events list up top, or for a logo. You have a Twitch banner. Of course, you have to populate that with either your logo, your social media, and stuff like that. I'll be right back scene. This is a camera overlay. This is a second camera overlay. And this is a narrower camera overlay. Here you have the intermission scene. This is where you can put your camera behind it and have it as a full screen. This is the labels bar. So as you can see here, you have subscriber, cheerer, donator. I call this one labels affiliate because, of course, if you're able to get bits and subscribers, that means you're at least affiliate. This one is blank if you want to add your own icons. And this is for non-affiliates. So here you have follower, donor, and top donor. Of course, an offline image, a starting soon scene, a stream ending scene, and this is the basics. And then you have panels, okay? And then you have like 20 panels, including a blank one in case you want to add your own text. There will be a link to the font in the product description. Please always read product descriptions every time you're buying anything, either in real life or on the internet. Okay, so now we can begin with our overlay setup. The goal here is to show you how fast it can be, but I'm also going to try to explain step by step. I'm going to delete that video capture so we can start from scratch. Okay, so right now everything is completely empty. What I'm going to do is drag Streamlabs to the side just so I can have this on the other side. I'm going to go ahead and calculate the amount of scenes that I'm going to need. I'm going to want a starting soon, stream ending, a be right back, and then the intermission, and then the game. So that is 5 scenes in total. So I'm going to go ahead and click on top the little plus here to add a new scene. So that's 2. You can rename them whenever you want, or if you don't want to, you don't have to. So scene 1 is going to be my starting soon. It's general practice to just have your starting soon be the top scene, so you can just click on it before you go live. Second scene is going to be my intermission screen, so I'm going to drag and drop this. Boom, intermission is in there. Third scene is going to be hello. Oh, I dragged it down accidentally. Third scene is going to be your game scene, so we're not touching that for now. Fourth scene is going to be be right back. So drag and drop this. And then the last one will be stream ending. Okay, so starting soon, intermission, game, be right back, ending. So in this specific overlay, there are spots for widgets. We're going to be adding that too. So let's go to the intermission scene for now, and let's add a camera source. So I'm going to click the plus on top of the sources. I'm going to go to video capture device, add source, video capture device, and I'm going to pick the right camera, which is Sparkle Cam. I'm using a DSLR. Boom, so that's 1080p. I'm going to drag this down, and of course you can make it match as much as you want. You can move it around, stuff like that, but it looks okay to me right now. Okay, so game scene, what do we want? We usually want the labels bar in the game scene. We'll probably add it to every scene, to be honest. So let's go with the labels bar affiliate, and let's drag and drop that. Let's place that roughly in the middle at the bottom. This is just usually how it goes. And then let's have a camera overlay, but I want the narrow camera overlay. It's camera overlay 3. Let's drag and drop. Okay, now it's on top, and we're gonna scale it down because our game is going to be at the bottom. You know what? I'm gonna add a game capture source just because that's what you would want. So I'm gonna click the plus, and then I'm gonna find game capture. Okay, so add game capture, and make sure the source is at the bottom because the The list here represents the order visually. So if game capture is on top, of course it's going to be on top of everything, so nothing will be visible except for game capture. So I'm going to click and drag it at the bottom here. While I'm at it, I'm going to re-add my camera source. I'm going to add the same source, or if you don't have a same source, pick another one. Add source, and then I'm going to drag that underneath my camera overlay, and we're going to scale it down. An appropriate size. Whoop. Gonna hold Alt and drag the corners until it matches, until it fits. And now I have my camera overlay. I just want to link those two by creating a group. I'm going to click on camera overlay, click on video capture device, click on that folder thing. I'm going to call this one cam just to go fast. Okay. Now let's add our labels to this. I'm going to click plus. I'm going to go to stream labels. And we're going to look what we have. First one is subscriber. I'm going to rename this just for clarity. I'm going to type most recent subscriber. And we're going to add that. As you can see here, it's up top, so we're going to have to drag it down. Okay. Now, I could just redo that same step over and over again, but here I'm going to copy it. And I'm going to paste a duplicate. Duplicate means that it's a whole different source, even though it's the same thing. But if you paste reference, it's actually going to be the same thing, just duplicated. That means that if you modify the first one, the second one will also be modified. And you don't want that. This is a separate thing. So I'm going to double click this. And was it cheer? Okay. We're going to type recent cheer. Boom. We have that. That's fine. Don't worry about the size or anything right now. And let's right click and paste another duplicate and place it there. Can't even see what that is. Oh, it's top donor. The last one is going to be top donor. So double click that, or just right click and go to properties. Then we have that. Okay, cool. So we're going to go ahead and make sure that it's aligned. And the way you see this is by those little pixels here. So if we click on the first one, we'll see that there's 9092 pixels from the top. So we're going to make sure that we have the same thing. Can't even see. Okay, 992. Okay, that's great. Let's right click on this, on the first one. Click filters. Add filter, go to scroll. And now with your eyeballs, technically we don't even need the right side anymore. So we can go full screen here. Let me tab back to this. Okay, cool. So with your eyes, you're going to have to guess the width of this. Okay, so click limit width and then add values until it fits the container pretty much. You can see 200 is just a little too much. Let's go 190, 180. Okay, that's fine. And then let's make it move. Horizontal speed. Go with something not too fast because it's distracting. So 8 is just fine. All right. And of course, loop is checked. And now we have at least one label that is moving at the perfect width. One thing you need to do is kind of make sure that it's correctly placed, but you should be fine. Let's move that here a little bit. I'm using the arrow keys on my keyboard to make it move. And now I'm going to right click the first one. I'm going to go to copy filters, then right click the second one and paste filters. And right click the third one and paste filters. And now I have my 3 labels placed. Of course, you can take more time to make it even perfect, but I'm liking what I'm seeing. Now you can group those up, right? So just make sure that the actual overlay, the labels bar, is selected with them. You can hold control, select them one by one, click this, and then labels bar. Boom. Now the cool thing here is that this labels bar, I can right click it, click copy, and then add it to whatever scene I want to add it to. I can right click and paste. You can paste a reference here because if you want to change the color, for example, it will change everywhere. And I'm going to paste the reference. Okay. So in that specific case, this is a reference. That means that if I add a filter to this, it will probably, it will totally affect the other one. So we can do this. Come here. And you can even press Control V on your keyboard if you want to. Sometimes it bugs a little bit and you might have to manually just paste it and make sure that the filters are in there. So yeah, Control V seems to bug a little bit for me. So right click, paste reference. Nice. Okay. Do we have it in the intermission? No, not yet. Let's paste reference. And you know what? I'm actually going to make it even smaller on this scene. And we'll place it right there. Okay, just eyeballed it. All right. Now we're going to do, we're going to add the chat box. While we're here, I'm going to click the plus on top of sources, and I'm going to find a chat box. There we go. Okay. Add source chat box. And we're going to start by just adding it like that and just see that container. You see the size of this container. And we're going to roughly place it around where we want it to be. I'm going to click on that little arrow on the right side here to unfold my chat. And I'm going to type some messages that I know Nightbot will respond to, just to see how it's looking. So right now, you can play around with the size. You can scale it down. This looks not too bad. I'm just going to scale it down a little bit. And then I'm going to drag it all the way down. Then I'm going to double click on chat box. And on top here where it says hide, I'm going to play around with the hide until I'm satisfied. Oh, I should have dragged it up. Let's do this. And turns out this almost fits perfectly. Just drag it down a little bit. And now it fits. So if I type in my chat, it appears. Okay. So far, so good. Now for the events list, you can do the exact same thing. Up top here, you can really put whatever you want, but I kind of had events list in mind when I did it. So let me click event list. If I can speak, see what it looks like real quick. There we go. Mine is kind of bugged because I have some custom HTML in it. You might have to play around with this on your own. And remember, you can hold Alt and drag the sides to crop it. So in my case, I have to do some crazy things to make it fit. So I'm holding Alt right now, cropping the bottom. Okay, and then I'll crop it until it fits this. Actually, it's still too big. There we go. Okay, that looks fine by me. So we can do the same thing and copy. We can even group those, actually. We can group those as widgets. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to also add an alert box, because you kind of want your alert box to be in every scene, right? The thing with alert box is that if you want to place it differently, do not group it up. But in this specific case, I'm going to keep my chat box, events list, and alert box the same spot. So I'm going to add the alert box right here. I'm not going to do any modification to it. Just add it, click done, keeping it in the middle. Actually, I'm going to move it maybe around here. Yeah, I should really keep it around here like that. And then I'm going to group up all of that. So all three widgets are going to be in the same thing. And I'm going to call this one widget. All right, boom, widget. And now I can copy this and I can place it in every scene, including the starting soon. Maybe not the game, although we will need to add an alert box to the game scene. That way your events list and your chat box can still be visible in here. All right, now something that you probably noticed with the chat box is that everything disappeared once I duplicated it, right? And you don't want that to happen, right? It's something that happens by default. So if you click somewhere else and you come back, your chat disappears, right? Here's how you fix it. So if I show up the widget group, double click alert box, not alert box. What am I doing? Chat box. And then I go to source here. There's shut down when not visible. You don't want it to shut down. You want it to stay up. Okay, so it doesn't clear your chat. And of course, as usual, if you don't want the messages to ever go away, you need to make sure that this is on 0, right? Now, if I type anything in here, and then I move away, and I come back, the chat is here. And it's in every other scene, right? Okay, let's collapse this widget. We have a video capture device. That's my camera. And in the game, we have game capture. This is representing game capture. You would have your video games behind here. So the only thing missing here is the alert box for the game scene. So we can re-add it. It's fine. You can add the same source unless you're going to modify it or add filters to it. So we can place it wherever we want here. And we could even test the widget just to see what it looks like. And there you go.
This is a test bit alert.
Ooh, I see that there's a little animation. I don't mind the animation, but it's pretty much the same thing as the chat for the events list. If you don't want the events list to pop in every time, you can just go to source and make sure that shutdown when not visible is not ticked so that it appears once. And when you move from scene to scene, it's still there, right? Now, quickly, if you do not want to use whatever is included in the pack and you want to create like your own, you want to put up your own language, for example, what you would do is use one of the backgrounds. In that case, we're going to use the background from the intermission screen-ish. We're going to drag and drop it here, and you can add, you click on plus on top of the source list, and then you click text, then you type your text. For example, if in your language it says starting soon, you put whatever it is. You look up the font, which you have downloaded because you've read the product description, right? I advise you bumping up the size, and then you can later on do whatever you want. Font style, regular, text transform. Let's put this everything uppercase. And then you can just place it here. Whoop. If we still have our widgets in the clipboard, we can right click and paste. And there it is. Boom, you just made your own scene from scratch-ish. If you want to change colors, obviously, same thing. You can still go to filters. In that case, I know it's kind of, it's the pride flag colors, but you can still add a color correction if you want it to match your own colors. You will have to modify it in order for it to be one color, basically. Let's say your color is red. You can go here, click red, and wow, would you look at that? It's red now. Click done, and boom, you're done. You can do that to everything that has multiple colors or everything that you just want to modify. Okay, let's say cherry on top. Okay, cherry on top, you want to add a transition. So you click on the little cog wheel on top of the scene list. Here you will see cut as a global transition. You can edit that. And then in type, you can put whatever you want, really. I like the slide because it looks professional, even though it's a default transition. And click done. And now every time you switch from scene to scene, there's a little swap thing, a little slide, if you will. I like it to be a little smooth. So 300 milliseconds is not a lot. Let's make it take a full second. So that's 1000 milliseconds. Click done, done. And now it should be way smoother. See that? And that's technically all you need. That's a full overlay setup. So now you know how to pick and choose and place every single thing separately. If you are using OBS Studio instead of Streamlabs OBS, the only thing that's going to change is the method of importing the widgets themselves. Streamlabs OBS is kind of made by Streamlabs, so their widgets is super accessible. You just have to click plus and add them. But with OBS Studio, it might be a little different. I'll look up on that and maybe make a different tutorial just for OBS Studio users. But if you're looking to get that specific overlay pack, it's right there. Gumroad.com/GuileLevel. Everything is included. It's completely free. Just put 0 in the price box. And then you'll get everything. Please read the description every single time, even if you're downloading something that's free. Especially if you're downloading something that's free. And yeah, that's the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please Remember to leave a like, follow me on social media. I have a Discord channel that will be linked in the description. Check out the other links in the description. There's some interesting stuff here. I would say my most important social platform is Twitter, because this is where I announce when I'm doing giveaways. I do stream reviews on my Twitch channel. This is where I announce them too, on the Twitter. So follow me and subscribe to this channel, of course. But in the meantime, I will see you guys next time. Thank you again for watching my video. Go out there, make me proud, get level out.